Assalamualaikum and hi. First of all, thank you to my panel for spending time listening to my presentation today. My name is Muhammad Ibnur Ameerul bin Rozi with number metric B0919103996 and I'm from Faculty of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering Technology, majoring in Product Design. My supervisor is Technologist Dr. Hambali bin Boejang. Today I would like to present my PSM1, which is Design Analysis for the new developed 3D rotor machine. In this presentation, for the outline, I will explain 7 important points, which is project background and introduction, problem statement, objective, scope of study, literature review, research methodology, and expected result. Talent Development Program, Developing Tomorrow Engineering Expertise, TDP, is a program where the students are grouped under one organization and invent a large scale of project called Computerized Numerical Control, CNC, 3-dimensional 3D rotor machine. This is the TDP logo produced for this program. The goal of this TDP program is to expose students to the real-world situation before the student enter the workforce. Fundamentally, this is the first program that was developed with the Dean of Faculty of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering Technology, FCKMP, and the others department head support. This is due to the fact that this program can also provide students with a real-world experience in learning something outside of their jurisdiction. The group organization structure similar to the professional world that include investor, which is Technologist Dr. Hambali, Boejang as the lead of the project, manager, and the others department head. For introduction, we should know what is CNC 3D rotor. Computer Numerical Control CNC rotor is a computer-controlled cutting machine that commonly used as a handheld rotor as a spindle to cut material like wood, composite, metal, plastic, glass, and form. Many carpentry shop machines such as the panel saw, spindle molder, and the boring machine can be replaced by the rotor. It also can cut mortise and tenon. CNC rotor is similar to a CNC milling machine in concept. Instead of rotating by manually, computer numerical control is used to control the tool rod. The CNC rotor is one of many CNC-enabled tools. CNC rotor machines are often used with the two software application, which is Computer-Aided Design (CAD), function as a software to design the product, and Computer-Aided Manufacturing (CAM), function as a translation for those design into a G-code or M-code program of the instruction for the machine in the vertical, horizontal, and perpendicular coordinate. G-code and M-code stand for the geometry code and machine code. For this study, the problem statement is the cost of the CNC 3D rotor machine on the market is extremely high, creating a barrier for those who want to run a small business and do not have the financial capability to purchase CNC 3D rotor machine on the market. Moreover, the purpose of this machine issues is for the education purpose. Polytechnic, vocational school, skill school, and secondary school that take design and technology course can start learning about CNC technology at a minimal cost. In accordance with the Ministry of Education objective for the first shift, we include improving the student learning experience for the early stage. Lastly, a typical CNC milling machine requires a large area, but this machine uses a tiny space. This machine was developed to assist customers in lowering the high capital cost of the purchasing a machine. There are two objectives of this study. First, to design and develop a low-cost, newly developed 3D rotor machine, and next, to analyze the axis using computer-aided engineering and first-order calculation of the 3D rotor machine. For scope of study, there are 4 main topics that I will cover. First, design the sub-assembly part of the CNC 3D rotor machine after getting the final specification. Next, make assumption calculation using first-order calculation for factor of safety, volumetric stress, equivalent strain, and resultant displacement on CNC 3D rotor machine. Next, analyze the factor of safety, volumetric stress, equivalent strain, and resultant displacement on the CNC 3D rotor machine using FEA. Lastly, compare the first order calculation and computer-aided analysis CAE. Next, for the literature review, first one is about the computerized numerical control rotor. Article from Anonymous 2021 said, CNC rotor are frequently used with the two software application, one for designing using computer-aided design and another one for translating those design into geometry, G code, or machine M code program of the machine instruction using computer-aided manufacturing CAM in vertical, horizontal, and perpendicular coordinate. Next, for the new product development NPD process according to Hambali Boejang 2019, new product development NPD is a process of taking a product or service from conception to market. The process set out a series of steps that new product typically go through, beginning with ideation and concept generation, and ending with the product introduction to the market. Third, engineering design process. Johnson said engineers appear to think that if they do not see immediate result, they are wasting time. If not done purposely to learn more about the problem, skipping straight to the stage 3 or 4 or even stage 2 might result in considerable cost and delay. Then for the step and the process in the problem solving, Kanani 2005 mentioned about solving a design problem is a contingent process and the solution is subject to the unforeseen complication and change as it develops. For concept design, G 2005 said that alternative design concepts are generated, evaluated, and selected for further development throughout the concept design phase of a product development. Concept design is used to decide on precise design, combination, proportion, material, and manufacturing process. Next, for the first order calculation, Emmett Costin said, engineers should use FEA in conjunction with the manual calculation. This has the advantage of providing a good starting point for design, which can then be further optimized using FEA. To determine the model accuracy, hand computation should be performed to validate the FEA result. And lastly, for finite element analysis, Trevor English 2019 state in mathematical term, FEA, also known as the finite element method, is a numerical technique of solving field problem described by the set of the partial different equation. All types of the shape can be analyzed using FEA in a various method to idealize geometry and generate the desired position. The next one will be the research methodology to develop a CNC 3D rotor machine. This is the flowchart of my project, which is start with the literature review. This literature review data and information will be used to support any decision made in this CNC 3D rotor machine project. If a topic data and information are invalid or unsuitable, this literature review will be rejected and the process will be repeated. Following that, a decision in engineering design will be made once the literature review is accepted and suitably used for this project. Establishing target specification, engineering design specification, concept generation and concept selection, and finally, final specification are all part of the scope of the engineering design. All topic in PSM1 will be summarized and become the first objective in this project. Following the final specification, the CAD drawing part is proceed using SolidWorks. Based on the design sub-assembly part, a drawing and bill of material will be generated. The assumption for the first order calculation can be performed so that we can guess whether the design concept we select is suitable or not. Following that, finite element analysis will be performed to support the first order calculation. The result issues is acceptable and valid if the tolerance value between the first order calculation and the FEA is close. The following are the analyses that will be made, namely factor of safety, von Mises stress, equivalent strain, and resultant displacement. All topic in PSM2 will be summarized and become the second objective in this project. Next, this is the summarize for my activity in PSM1. Start with literature review, benchmarking, design specification, concept generation, concept selection, and lastly, final specification. Following that, a table with target market specification generated. This table is primarily used to compare the X-axis effectiveness of the CNC 3D rotor machine on the market. This competitive benchmarking is critical so that the machine we develop outperform the machine on the market today. After that, we will move to the next table, which is engineering design specification. All component parts in the X-axis will be listed in this table. The detailed part material and dimension also will be listed so that we'll know whether the part needed to fabricate or not. Then, the data will be transferred in combination table. The combination table will guide me in selective considering combination of fragments. A lot of possible concept combination will be generated and this combination need to be developed and refined before an integrated solution emerged. Later, in the concept selection subtopic, the data will be transferred to a weight rating method. The weight rating approach is used to analyze a concept relevance to a consumer requirement and other criteria by evaluating the concept relative strength and weakness and selecting one or more concepts for future investigation, testing, and development. Lastly, based on the result we get from the weight rating method, the final specification will be generated. The highest score for the sub-function act-as-is mechanism will be selected as a final specification. From the final specification, act-as-is design for sub-assembly part can be carried out. All detail on the next process will be shown on the PSM tool. This is the Gantt chart for my PSM1 activity. Our process flow is run for 15 weeks. The next part is expected result. This is the expected act-as-is on the CNC 3D router. I complete this task with the SolidWorks software, and the other one is the expected comparison between the first order calculation and finite element analysis. We cover the parameter required to make this outcome valid and acceptable. Lastly, for the expected conclusion. First, CNC 3D router machine was successful to develop. Then, the design of the sub-assembly act-as-is for the 3D CNC router machine have a suitable concept so that the operation can be run smoothly. Next, outcome between first order calculation and FEA finite element analysis has a close tolerance strength value. And lastly, all the state objectives have been achieved. Before I end this presentation, I also attach my reference from my research study about the 3D CNC router machine. That's all from me. Thank you.